Well, Dallas, there's big questions rising up in Big D. But what are they? But what's going on, guys? My name's Antonio, and this is the All Around Sportscast. I'm your host, Antonio. Today, we are going over the Dallas Cowboys quarterback potential situation. The Dallas Cowboys, after letting go of multiple players in free agency, after releasing some of them, including Michael Gallup and Vander Eschek guy that retired because of the neck injury that he sustained in the game against the 49ers. Rest his career. But the question is, should the Cowboys, there's going to be two. The first one is, should the Dallas Cowboys move on from Dak Prescott? And what teams are ahead of the Dallas Cowboys? Now, I've been brought up upon this topic by a few people, including some at work, but I wanted to go over this topic in particular, so I decided to take it under my own terms. So first, we're going to answer should Dak Prescott stay in Dallas? Of course he should. I mean, is that without question? He should stay in Dallas because he's the only quarterback option they got. He's the only guy that they got. Why would you even think about letting him go? He is the main sole heart of your team. You have CeeDee Lamb on the last year of the deal, and also along with Dak Prescott. And you have basically nobody in the running back room at the moment. Of course, we might look ahead to the NFL draft because that's probably where Jerry Jones does his magic. But of course, that is going to be a whole different situation for the running back room. Now letting go of Zeke and also along with Tony Pollard. Those are two big losses. But now we move over to the teams ahead of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, teams I have ahead of them, I actually have a list here. I'm going to lift up that so I can see them. So, the teams I have ahead of the Cowboys is the San Francisco 49ers, the Detroit Lions, the Philadelphia Eagles, Green Bay Packers, the Los Angeles Rams, and the Commanders, and also along with two others, which we don't know the situations for them at the moment, the Bears and the Vikings. Those are 8 names I stated out right there. So, I mean, the Cowboys are going to have a hard schedule ahead of them. Now, this is all NFC. I think there's multiple teams ahead of them when it comes to the AFC. Now, they are going to have one of the trickiest schedules on their record. Because they, according to what I have read, they are scheduled to go against the entire AFC North, which we all know is like Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland, Cincinnati. And then also, you got to face the Texans, the Houston Texans with C.J. Stroud. Also, you have to go against the 49ers again, and you go against the entire NFC South, which should be relatively easy. But you got the Eagles, who are reloaded. You got the G-Men, which we don't know what to expect from them. I believe personally they're screwed. But then there's the Commanders, which they're building upon loads of veterans, including this guy that I'm wearing right now, Bobby Wagner. But Dan Campbell went to the Commanders after the embarrassing performance in the playoffs with the Green Bay Packers just this past year, just a few months ago. But another question I wanted to bring up, I wanted to go over this in another episode, but I'm going to talk about it now. A question I have been asked: who is the best quarterback in the NFC East? Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott? I mean, is there without question? Is there any question in it at all? Of course it's Jalen Hurts. Because Jalen Hurts, he's been to a Super Bowl. He's been to an NFC Championship game. When was the last time the Cowboys made a Super Bowl? 1996. And Dak Prescott hasn't even had a sniff, not even a taste of the NFC Championship yet. Not even close. So Jalen Hurts, he is the best quarterback when it comes to these two. Because Dak Prescott, we don't know what to expect from him in the playoffs. We don't know what to expect from him. Jalen Hurts, we know he had a down year this year, but that's because they lost two of their big the offensive and defensive coordinators. Now you got two more. Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio, or whatever that defensive guy's name is. I know he came from Miami. But my point being, Jalen Hurts has been to the big dance. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys haven't. They have not made a Super Bowl appearance in 28 to 29 years. And Jalen Hurts has just recently. And they were this close to coming out on top with it. This close. But, of course, those are different segments for another day. But the Cowboys, I think they're, just from what I saw from their schedule, I don't think that they're going to repeat as 12-5. I don't think they're going to repeat as 12-5. I'm actually going a little lower. I'm going with the record for the Cowboys to be 10-7 because loads of games I could see being very difficult for the Dallas Cowboys. Loads of them I could see being very difficult. But of course, we don't know what to expect from this team anymore because Jerry Jones isn't doing anything and he's always talking about his time's almost up. Well, then do something, god dang it. Alright? The Cowboys have not been relevant in the last 28, 29 years. They have not glimpsed a sniff at the NFC Championship game. They have not sniffed a glance at it, and yet their fans still gloviate. I mean, that's why I cannot stand the Cowboys. That's why I can't stand them. Because it's not the team. It's not the team. It's their fans. It's their fans. They're delusional, no-noggin thinking Dallas delusional Cowboy fans. In the city I live in, I'm not going to say what it is, there is about, I believe, 65% of this town that I live in, I'm not going to say the name, this town that I live in, 65% of them are Cowboy fans. 65%. And it's all the way up in the Big Sky country. I'm not going to say the town. But Dallas is the primary area of those fans. Why would they come all the way up north? I mean, for real. I mean, the Cowboys have not been relevant in years. They've not been relevant in years. And they've been busted out of the playoffs 13 times. And they have not made an NFC Championship game to show for it. And if the Cowboys lose again in the playoffs, Mike McCarthy's got to go. Because I remember one thing he said. He said they have a championship program within the same breath saying we just haven't figured out when to win playoff games yet. Championship culture, championship programs are built upon winning championships. Like Kansas City. And the Kansas City Chiefs have the Super Bowls to show for it. The Cowboys haven't had a Super Bowl in 28, 29 years. So, the Cowboys, they're probably the biggest joke in America, in my opinion. Because their fans go off. Their fans gloviate on how great the Cowboys are, as does ESPN and major media sources gloviating about the Dallas Cowboys. Me, as you can tell, I'm a Seahawks fan. I don't expect anything from my team. The Cowboys, however, they have expectations. They have high expectations of going to a Super Bowl. They have high expectations. Well, with those high expectations come great responsibility to get the job done. And they haven't done that in 28 to 29 years. So the Cowboys, they need to either win a Super Bowl and get to the NFC Championship or just shut their mouths entirely. Because it's getting to a point that the Dallas Cowboys, it's just getting plain old, flat out old. Because the last Super Bowl you won was back in the 20th century. It's the 21st century right now, god dang it. And the Cowboys, they've made playoff appearances with Romo and Prescott. And they have 0 championships to show for it. 0. 00. I can put my hands through my eyes here and tell you how many Super Bowls they've won in the past few years. And I just think the Cowboys are a joke. Because they go into the playoffs with high expectations, their players get lazy, and then all of a sudden, bam, they automatically choke. So, maybe stop talking all that trash, Cowboy fans. If you stop doing that, maybe you would have had a Super Bowl by now. But you don't. But anyways, that's my talk for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. Turn on the notification bell for day-to-day updates on my videos and live streams. I'll catch you all in the next one. So long for now.